Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you today with an article from MRC Newsbusters, America's Media Watchdog. And this one is from October 15th, and it's going to be one of our picking on the media again because they deserve to be bullied into oblivion and picked on as much as possible. It says ABC's lead newscasts ignore Hamas executing opponents in Gaza and has been updated, and the update is up here. Just says, in another case of Newsbusters getting results, ABC moved off the sidelines Wednesday by mentioning the Hamas executions on World News Tonight, now 3 newscasts behind CBS and NBC. And, I don't know why ABC would not say anything about it, because here's a picture from the actual executions that happened. So here's the original post coming right now. It says, on Monday and Tuesday, brutal footage emerged of Hamas terrorists carrying out public executions of those they claim were disloyal and collaborators with Israel, just hours after the ceasefire went into effect as part of President Trump's historic regional peace deal. Between Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, ABC completely omitted this disturbing turn from their flagship evening and morning newscasts. Instead, chief correspondent Ian Pennell eagerly peddled Hamas propaganda, hook, line, and sinker. Yeah, go ABC. That's what you want to do. Simp for terrorists. Pennell declared on Tuesday's World News Tonight that in Gaza, some of the nearly 2,000 prisoners taken by Israel and held without charge also reporting abuse. You're going to need to actually prove that first, okay? And I'm going to say you probably don't have any proof. Says he then used videotaped inside Gaza, likely from a local producer, of a man detained for 20 months saying he was told his family had been killed, and it was a lie. Because they lie about everything. News. Do you not understand that the Palestinians and their supporters lie about everything all the time? It is normal for them to do this, yet you keep believing everything they said, or everything they say, as the article said, hook, line, and sinker. Continuing on, says, I was released not knowing if my family was alive. It was a beautiful feeling to find them, he says. This dispute about Hamas disarming and the return of bodies underscores how immense the challenges ahead are, but President Trump made clear he wants a wider Middle East peace, and that means solving Gaza once and for all, he added. Pennell returned for Wednesday's Good Morning America to shovel another sob story instead of showing the brutality of Hamas. It says Palestinian prisoners released by Israel now returning to a home that's unrecognizable. And I would say that's too damn bad. You probably shouldn't have attacked Israel in the first place. It's kind of like, why is it unrecognizable? What happened to do that? Because something did. It says this man came back to find his wife and children had been killed. It says my daughter's birthday was supposed to be in 5 days, he says. My loved ones, they are dead. The United Nations and aid organizations now hoping to scale up operations to begin to ease the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. And I would like to know if that's actually true, because I'm going to probably say it's not. It says, although they had been part one of CBS Morning's co-host Tony Dakupil's exclusive with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Tuesday's CBS Evening News also omitted the executions from its coverage. That said, Wednesday's CBS Mornings did have a partial segment on this disturbing display of Hamas's brutality, underlining the need under President Trump's 20-point plan for Hamas to disarm. It says NBC provided a welcome contrast with 2 mentions on Tuesday's NBC Nightly News and once on Wednesday's Today. Nightly News anchor Tom Yamas even mentioned it in his opening remarks from Tel Aviv. Citing the emotional reunions of Israeli hostages with their families, Yamas pitted those as a split screen to what Hamas was doing with its alleged newfound freedom. And he said this is as Hamas gunmen were seen conducting public executions despite the peace deal's requirement to disarm. Yeah, like Hamas was going to they were never going to listen. It says NBC's Today had Chief White House correspondent Garrett Hockey delivering this disturbing scene. And again, all these things you're seeing here under the gray is pretty brutal. That's why it's being censored. And if you want to see it, the article is linked below. You can go ahead and do that. I'm not going to show that. And then it just says to see the transcripts, click here and here. Okay, and then donation stuff, which I am not going to do. So I just wanted to bring this up just to show that even though it's a pretty quick example that newscasts really weren't talking about this, and then it was just kind of like, oh yeah, by the way, this thing happened anyway, or they're lying about it. So that's really it. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.